Hello, G and I, Brian. Bigbucks, yet another of your favourite horses. Tell the world about him.
Bigbucks, again, another 6-year-old from Paul Nicholls' yard, pictured in Somerset, and Nicholls seems to have so many of these fabulous horses at the moment. But Bigbucks, not quite as spectacular as some of his stablemates, but a favourite horse of mine, and one that's sort of burst onto the scene particularly this year. He's won a couple of chases in the past and looked like that was his future, but this year he's been over hurdles, and he looks tremendous prospect and someone who could be around for a few years again.
You really love this horse, don't you? You think he's a real character?
I do. I know Paul Nicholls loves him to bits as well, and he really is a tremendous character, fun to watch in a race, and you'd never race read him. He looks like he's sort of labouring a little bit when Ruby pushes the buttons going around the turns at these race courses, and he doesn't look like he's necessarily going to get there, but Clipper Baker, the head lad at the yard, said to me, I don't think Bigbucks knows how good Bigbucks is, because he's just oozing with talent. And he seems to come there on the bridle, and Ruby clicks him and he gets to the right place, and I want to ride him now, and he sort of just comes back on the bridle and then gets to the front and looks around as if to say, you know, have I done enough? But you know, he just seems to have he oozes talent, and he has loads of ability, and you know, he really could go anywhere. We've not seen the best of him, I'm sure.
Great, an interesting season he's had coming back over hurdles.
Very much so, and the plan this year was very much fences, and he'd won as a novice at Aintree the back end of last year, and they thought, well, we found the trip for him over 3 miles. He was geared up for the Hennessy, and it all went a little bit wrong. Ruby Walsh was injured and was missing, and therefore he wasn't able to ride. Sam Thomas stepped in, probably wouldn't know the horse half as well as Ruby, and things didn't quite go to plan in the Hennessy. He was in 3rd place at the time when he made a shocking blunder at the last and lost Sam and seated him. And his jumping not quite there, but Paul Nicholls then surprised a few people by saying, well, he's going back hurdling. He won at Cheltenham twice, I think, and this was in the build-up to the festival in March, and then won again at the festival. Tremendous performance to win the World Hurdle, and then subsequently after that he went to Aintree and won again over 3 miles, just doing enough, which is what he always seems to do. So he's had a fantastic races over hurdles this year, and I guess they'll stick him over hurdles next season and for the time being.
He's lightly raced, and there's many more years to come. Do you think he'll go back over fences?
I think he will ultimately, but they'll be in no hurry, and particularly with the Nicholls thing and so many good horses in the yard, they have no reason to take one another on. He's only 6, whereas Corto Star and Denman are sort of 9 or 10, so he can run over hurdles for at least another season or 2, and then come back and, you know, perhaps try his hand over fences, but he's got a bit to prove over fences yet.
And the $1 million question, do you think he can win a Gold Cup one day?
I think he could. His jumping needs to improve. He's certainly got the talent. He'll certainly get the distance of 3 mile 2 in the Gold Cup. But that fencing is important. You have to jump well in Gold Cups. You can't go around making mistakes and still win. So I'm sure the key to him is the distance. I'm sure that's right, and I'm sure the key to him is Ruby Walsh riding him. He'll love to ride him in a Gold Cup, but he needs to be on Bigbucks and not on Corto Star. So that's the key to it, and they hold all the cards because they know what other horses will be running against him from their yard. So that's his future, and hopefully he can make it one day.
Brilliant. Thank you, Brian.